what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a starter bin for some worms cocoons that have actually hatched. And what I like to do is let them go a couple of weeks, probably about 3 or 4 weeks, feed them on a regular basis, let them get a good size, and then move them into, I would kind of say, their permanent home for a while. So what I'm going to do to get started is I got a couple of things. I have my drill with a 2-inch hole saw on it. That's going to be for the holes that I'm going to put in the top and for the holes that I'm going to put in the sides. I want to have plenty of air going through it so that it keeps the bedding nice and fresh and keep it having moisture being retained into it. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so what we're going to get started with is I have a brand new 9-gallon container, tote. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill some holes in it on the side, on each side, and then I'm going to take the top and I'm also going to drill a couple of holes in the top for ventilation. That'll work best for the worms. And this is going to house my new worms, which are going to be my starter bin. Alright, so first of all, you want to drill your holes not too far to the bottom, but I like to go probably a couple inches from the top. And I'm going to use the logo that's on the side for the location. So I'm going to drill out my 3 holes, 4 holes actually, 3 more that I have to do. And the one thing I am going to do is I'm going to keep the holes that I actually have drilled out. And the reason why I'm going to keep the holes is, let's say I don't want to use this bin for my worms anymore. I can take the holes, put them back in, hot glue them, and I can use it for something else. Alright, so as you can see, that's the holes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some screen that I had left over from actually replacing the screens on my windows here at the house. And I'm going to use these. I never throw them away. I can use them for something. I can use it to make myself a strainer when I'm straining out compost, tea, or anything like that. So I never throw it away. But I'm going to just show you on the outside. They're going to go up over the hole just like that, and that's actually what's going to let in and let out any air. So, you know, sometimes your bins get too hot, so they definitely need some ventilation. So this is the top. Then I'm going to be also drilling a couple of holes. And if I was using a smaller hole saw, I would actually probably do about 4 holes. But seeing I'm using a larger one, I'm only going to put in a couple of holes. So, and they're going to be right next to each other, which is fine. Alright, so once you do that, you're going to need yourself a glue gun. I have my glue gun. It's been running for a while. And all you have to do is just put them over the hole. Make sure it's in a good location. And then all you gotta do is run a little bead of glue. And I just go back and forth. That makes it go through the holes. And you get a good seal. And that's what you want to do. And then, second one, same thing. I'm just going to run a bead around it, and that's going to seal it in real good. And then that'll also keep out or keep in any flies. You know, you are going to get some fruit flies when you start feeding them food scraps, vegetables, things like that. So that's pretty much it. All right. And then that's all you do. And that's in there nice and tight. And it's probably going to be a little harder for me to do this on the inside and show you guys. So, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and put these in, and I'll be back and show you what else I'm going to do to it. And as you can see, I glued in the screens on the inside, and that's all you want to really do. The screen's going to let air in, help to keep out any flies that might get down here in the basement. But that's pretty much it. And then whatever you're going to put in for your bedding, this is my bedding, and I'm just using compost, peat moss, and newspaper. And that's all I put in. And that's all you got to do. That was quick. Takes you no time. And there's probably about 2 inches, 3 inches of product in here. What I find with doing these starter bins and putting in the baby worms, they don't mind the newspaper or the cardboard, whatever you're using, but you really want to keep it light and airy. So you want to limit the amount of newspaper because you don't want it to get matted down. Because I have a habit of allowing my bins to sit after I harvest them and restart them. I always give it about maybe a week before, or 3-4 days before I go back in and I mix it up and check the moisture. And I notice with the baby worms, after they've hatched and they've gotten a little bit of size on them where you can see them, I notice that if it's too compact, that you kind of miss them and it looks like they've all disappeared. So I think they like a nice airy, fluffy bedding mixture. So this has cardboard in it, but it actually has more of the compost mix, which I kind of mix myself, and adding peat moss and things like that. So that keeps it nice and airy, but still the cardboard gives them something to eat and holds on to a little more moisture. So that's pretty much it. That was quick and easy. Give it a try, and this is what I do with my wormers. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.